Okay, just wanted to show you some of the ingredients we're getting together. We're going to do bacon, and we're going to do pepperoni sticks, snack sticks, and a salami. Some of the ingredients, this is a Prague powder #1. This is a packet of Sure Cure. Same thing, it's a pink salt. That's a quick cure. You don't have to let it sit like a #2. Some different types of seasonings. Different types of casings. I love this. I get this really small, skinny casing. It makes for really tight, small pepperoni, and then you've got these larger casings. Encapsulated citric acid goes into that also. That's kind of your sausage mix, your cured sausage mix for pepperoni, salami, things like that. And then on our bacon, we're going to use a brown sugar and a sea salt, kosher, same thing, mix. And then we're going to add some black pepper, cayenne, and in both ingredients we use distilled water. We'll make a wet brine for the bacon. That'll sit in there for a minimum of 36 hours. I'll do it. Today's Thursday. We'll do it until Sunday morning, so 3 days. This will get stuffed super early, probably like 5 in the morning on Sunday, and then going into the smoker. And this will go into this smoker that I built. I built it really tall because I want to be able to hang the pepperoni, long pepperoni, and it not be down too far down by the burner. So that will be what we'll do early Sunday morning. If we get it in the smoker by, say, 8 o'clock, we'll be done by 4 in the afternoon. So my wife is starting the process of making the brine, and this brine is going to be used for our bacon. Got some black-tailed deer showing up here. Ooh, there's a young yearling. We will be, on the bacon side, we will be using this side of pork, and I'll give my little baby something here. Something that you can consider buying. Food surface sanitizer. Excellent for cleaning stuff that you're going to actually use on food. No leftover residual. It's safe. So anyways, we're going to make, we'll cut that cap off tonight. We'll break this down into 4 sections and start a process. I'm going to have to add Cure, Prague 1. These guys want Prague, whatever. Okay, we have trimmed the skin off of our pork belly, cut the pieces down into more manageable for the smoker, and they're going to go into our brine, which is again sea salt, brown sugar mixed to your liking, whatever you the sweetness and saltiness you would like. Added some cayenne pepper, black pepper, and at the very end here we just added 2 teaspoons, which covers about 10 pounds of meat of Prague #1 Cure. Okay, our next step is I broke down this pork butt. It's been frozen. We will grind that up. It's 80-20, 80-30. We picked up some beef fat. We're going to do our pork separate. We'll do our beef fat separate. And then when we'll figure out what ratios we want for which product, pepperoni, salami, etc. And we'll figure out what ratio we want to do each of those, which will likely be a little bit different. And then I will add that. We'll take the mixer, we'll mix it in, we'll stuff and start smoking early tomorrow morning. I like to smoke all day long, not smoke it, but actually have it in the smoker. But we smoke just for a couple hours, and I'll probably be using hickory, and then on that bacon we'll be using the so another tip is when you pull frozen meat out, if you put it in the refrigerator in its packages and let it thaw out, give it a couple days, you're able to time when you cut it. When you cut it and it's partially frozen, it makes it way easier. And then it grinds easier. The fat doesn't kind of slime or get creamy on the cutter. It'll go through chunkier, nicer, smoother. And you can see when you time it just right, there's still just a little bit of ice. You'll see how much easier it is to actually slice it. That makes it way nicer again for grinding, for cutting, and you know that as we're out here cutting it, that it is still ice cold, which is perfect for, of course, we don't worry about nothing right now because it is only 40 degrees out. Got everything set up here. We've got our mixer, distilled water. This will be for our salami. Okay, guys. Well, I forgot to film early this morning. I got up because I want to get this stuff going. Early this morning, I got up, already did my stuffing. All this is already cleaned. I did learn that if I don't double stuff or double grind, I can't use my skinny tube. It just was bounding up and getting hung up in there. So I ended up having to do most of it through the bigger tube, which I don't like. I like the smaller casings. So what we're doing right now is we got everything in the smoker, and we're keeping the temp down. We're running a little bit between 100 and 150, about 125. And the key is you never apply smoke early on. You need to get the moisture and get it the meat, most of that moisture vetted out, like a pellicle or pellicil. If you look up how you do smoked salmon, you want that to air and build that where it takes on the smoke better. So that's what we're doing right now. We run the dampers wide open. Let's see here, it's starting to get tacky. A lot of that outside moisture is gone. So you can see it on this piece right here, it's sweating. That's what you want, and you don't want to apply smoke to that because it is really, if you've ever had smoke and moisture, there we go. Smoke on moisture it's really bitter. It's terrible. So you want that to kind of sweat out, and then we'll start smoking for a couple hours. What we'll do is we'll run between 150, run that a couple hours. We'll apply smoke for a couple hours. And then we will run up and keep bumping it up throughout the day. And that sure cure will take effect. It'll really start to make a nice product. So again, I apologize for not showing you. I was struggling with the stuffing part. But if you ever get a stuffer, get a stand-up style. I just run some screws down in that to hold it when I do it. And a mixer. It's all about mixing and having it thoroughly mixed. So now we're going to run our bacon. We just got the bacon out of the brine. We're going to apply some black pepper coating on it. That's all cured, 3 days worth. We'll get that in the smoker and start doing the same thing. Let it sweat a little bit. Run the damper wide open, and then we'll apply smoke. So like anything that you want to master, repetitions, you learn. And I learned today. So I got this stuff in the smoker going. Salami, that. Got my skinnier pepperoni in the back. So what I learned is, get this shut. What I learned is you got to double grind your meat to get it through your smallest tube. So I ended up having to go with a bigger tube. This is my smallest tube, and this is what I do my really skinny pepperoni in. And it just kept getting bound up there. And so I ended up having to go to a bigger tube, so thus I went with the bigger casings. And I wanted to stay with really small casings. Okay, looking good. Look at that texture. It's beautiful. Perfect. Guys in the back got a little bit more to go. These got a little more to go. We got the probes in there. We'll pull out the skinny pepperoni and get this going back up. We got 2 probes right now. We're still at 140, 138. I hit 158, 160 with the small one, and that's when I'm pulling it out. It's lost temperature just because I opened the door. Finishing up the smoking. We got the pepperoni out. It just turned out beautiful. These sticks turned out awesome. And I'll show you this. Watch how beautiful this turned out. That's the habanero cheese in there. It is primo. Very happy with how it turned out. Last but not least is our salami. This probe 164. Comes down in, comes into this guy. They are done. Pull those out, get them cold so they stop cooking. Okay, after a day sitting in the fridge, that bacon just got sliced up. We'll start vacuum sealing that, and that's the end of the video.